A few weeks ago, we shared Raquel's story on Stories. Raquel is a girl who is 13 years old and works as a soccer referee. In February of this year, she was refereeing a match for kids between 6 and 7 years old in A Coruña. In the middle of the game, the harassment started, both from the benches and from the stands. They said things to her like, "You have no idea," or "What a disgrace." And she was also physically intimidated because there was a pitch invasion. Raquel kept her cool and recorded everything in the match report, and the delegates of both teams were sanctioned. One was suspended for 3 matches and the other for 3 months. The Anti-Violence Commission of the Galician Football Federation opened an investigation, and both clubs issued public apologies and also launched internal investigations. Despite everything that happened, Raquel has not quit refereeing. She has said that she's not going to stop officiating and that all of this made her realize how much she's worth. A few days later, Deportivo de La Coruña wanted to pay tribute to Raquel before a match and referred to her as an example of courage against verbal violence. This story could have easily ended here, but no, there's more. Because when DPR posted this tribute on their social media, it opened up another playing field, the field of prejudice, of machismo, and of contempt for youth. That post received comments like these: 13 years since she got her refereeing license, or 13 years in each leg. All these comments shift the focus away from her work as a football referee. They don't talk about her ability, her maturity, or her effort. Instead, they shift the focus to her physical appearance or even insinuate sexual content disguised as humor. There are more comments. Some even question the need for the tribute and for highlighting verbal abuse in youth sports. This happened 1,000 times with boys, and no one ever came to give a little speech. So much tribute, and then they can't even spot a clear handball in the box. And this one says, "Shouldn't respect be earned with humility?" All these comments suggest that what happened isn't such a big deal, and that it's being blown out of proportion just because Raquel is a girl. There's a normalization of verbal abuse in football, and Raquel is blamed for not putting up with it with comments like, "It's football. If you can't take an insult, get out." They won't respect, but they don't respect our clubs. What they're doing is justifying the abuse with a tit-for-tat argument. There are also sexist, misogynistic, and degrading comments that mock her for being a woman. 13 years divorced. She's had her period for 13 years. And then there are comments that trivialize what happened by turning her age into a meme, like this one: 13 years of Social Security contributions. And watch out, this comment has a total of 670 likes. These are adults. Supposedly, they're sports fans and believe in its values. And this is the serious part. They normalize and become complicit in verbal violence in sports. These are people who laugh at what happened by giving it likes. And Raquel isn't being insulted for a decision she made during a play, which would already be out of line on its own. They insult her because she dared to be a referee, because she dares to be in charge, and on top of that, because she's a girl. What happened to Raquel isn't just an anecdote. It's a mirror reflecting what many still refuse to see. That's why it's so important for us to talk about this and not let it slide, because the digital stands also educate, and because these insults, even if they come as emojis or jokes, leave a mark.